Hey, what's up, guys? Just want to make a quick little video here discussing about other upcoming games or games I would like to get on the PS4. Now, I made a video, I'd say about a month or two ago, discussing what games I wanted to get. Now, I know that video didn't do too well in the reception, so I don't expect this one to do very well either. But I figured for the people who were interested or maybe can give some insight on some games that I should get or may want to get. Maybe that'll give me some more ideas of what to get. Now, I'm not going to be listing the games I listed before, but I will link in the description my old video so you can check those out as to why I'm not listing those games. The only games I have on the PS4 so far are Battlefield 4 and Infamous First Light, which came free via the PlayStation Plus membership. So these are just some speculation games. These aren't games that I'm going to be guaranteed to get. I think the other ones have a higher probability that I listed before were games that I was going to get. But these are just kind of some second opinions, second thoughts for other games I could have got that I didn't mention last time or may have recently became interested in. So let's go ahead and start it out with Infamous Second Son. Now, why did I put this on here? Well, never played the Infamous games, never really had much interest to, but after seeing Infamous First Light being free and the fact that it was a prequel to Second Son, I figured if I enjoyed it enough, I may be interested in playing Infamous Second Son. So if First Light goes well, might be picking up Second Son if I really enjoy it. So just thought I'd throw that one on there, and it's a Sony exclusive. Next couple are going to be Sony exclusives, then I'll have a couple of third-party ones that I want to list here as well. And before I get any further, yes, Mortal Kombat X is an obvious choice. I don't feel the need to put that in a video because I have put that in videos in the past, and everybody knows I'm going to get that game when it comes out. So I just figured that one was a given, so I don't see why I have to put it on there. But anyway, next one is Knack. Now, I know people are going to be like, why do you want a gimmicky game like that? Knack? Some shitty fucking launch title like that? Why would you want that? Well, I really wanted to get the Wii U, because it was a very fresh sort of experience as far as gaming is concerned. I mean, for the past however many years, I've been playing first-person shooters, mainly Battlefield, and other games where it's just like I've went through the same formula over and over again. It's just the same old serious story. Whatever happened to the days of picking up and playing a game? And in fact, those are the kinds of games I was buying on Steam, and kind of felt like I wanted more of that, and I just don't know how much of that I will get on the PlayStation 4. So I figured Knack might be a good game to have for that experience, but then again, if it's too expensive or just doesn't interest me, because pretty much it never interested me. It still really doesn't interest me. It only really interests me because it's a platformer. So, I mean, I could just spend that money on, say, some older Wii titles and get a better experience. So, Knack is just kind of thrown up there for whatever reason. Maybe I'll get it down in the future, but I wanted to throw Knack out there. So that's that. Next one is kind of polar opposite to the point I was just making with the last choice, which was Killzone Shadowfall. Now, I played the original Killzone on the PS2, never really cared for it much, thought I was going to like it, but I just never did. Killzone 2 came out, never really played it much because it just didn't. I also heard that had a decent online for a little bit, and then Killzone 3, was just kind of there, and just never had an interest because I never played really like the first one, so just never really had an interest in 2 or 3, but I heard those were okay for online games, especially I think Killzone 2 I heard was pretty good, but Killzone 3 didn't hear much about. But Killzone Shadowfall was one of those things where it was like, wow, this might be interesting. Might even be worth at least a single-player playthrough. So I think the online is pretty dead on it, from what I understand. That's what people have been saying, so I'm not really sure if that's true or not, but I'd like to play it probably just for the single-player experience. Not every game has to be platinum achievable, So Killzone Shadowfall was a game I thought, hey, maybe I'd like to try that out. Uh, So that's that. Next one is Need for Speed Rivals. Here's more of the third party games. Need for Speed Rivals. Now, I'm going to get into kind of a little bit of a discussion on this, but I'll try and make it as quick as possible. So, for those of you who don't know, yes, I do like racing games. I haven't played any in a long time because a lot of them just never really interested me. A lot of them never really did anything for me. I kind of did it all on the PS2. So I really didn't want to go to the next gen and play racing games. I mean, I played Forza 2 a little bit, thought it was okay. The Need for Speed games, though, were really kind of going downhill for me. You know, I played Underground 2, loved it. Played Most Wanted, loved it. Played Carbon, it's kind of the downhill slope. Pro Street was kind of really where it started to go downhill even more. And then Undercover just buried it, and I didn't even play Undercover. So from then on, never really was interested in the Need for Speed games too much. Of course, you had all the games that they had releasing, which was... Alright, sorry about that for that little cut there. Had somebody come in here, and so I had to talk to him. But regardless, getting back to Need for Speed. So, like, when it started out, you know, I played Underground 2, Underground 1 and 2, Most Wanted, you know, Slippery Slope, Carbon, more Slippery Slope, Pro Street, and then at the bottom was Undercover, and I didn't even play that game. I had a buddy of mine tell me, he said he didn't enjoy the game, he said it was a piece of shit, he said he didn't like it at all, and that was that. So I took his word for it, and pretty much ever since then, didn't play Need for Speed games. Had, you know, Need for Speed Shift, which I didn't really have an interest in because I knew it was just trying to rip off the whole Gran Turismo thing. And Forza 3 actually came out that year and looked like it smoked that game. So it just had no interest in it. The fact that you didn't look like you could change the third person was also kind of a bother. I don't mind playing in first person, but I don't like solely playing in first person. And it seemed like from the screenshots that's what it was. And even in first person, they had like half the rearview mirror cut off, and I was like, why would anyone want to play that? But you had that. Then you had Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which I thought, wow, really? You guys are just running out of ideas, so you're just re-releasing old title games on, you know, new platforms? It just seemed like a joke, you know, because I had the original Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. So I know, and I know they made Hot Pursuit 2 on the GameCube and PS2 and stuff. So I know they've made it before. And I was just like, man, they must be running out of ideas. Then they made Need for Speed Shift 2, which came and went, didn't even really know it existed till much later. Then they had Need for Speed The Run the same year, 2011. And that game kind of interested me. It didn't interest me back then because of all the reviews I heard about it. Really weren't anything special. It's something you could basically beat as a rental. But after seeing the new Need for Speed movie in 2014, I really enjoyed that movie. From what I understand, it's kind of like the precursor to that. Not necessarily storyline-wise, but the concept-wise. So I'd be interested in playing it for that. And it's on Frostbite 2 engine, which I really enjoy that engine. I have every game that released on that engine except for Need for Speed The Run. So that's kind of two reasons that interested me about that game. So that was that. Then, of course, you had the next year, Need for Speed Most Wanted, which I was like, really? You know, just solidifying my point that you're just re-releasing games again based on titles. You know, you have nothing left to offer, it seemed. And I didn't play that, and I heard that one was okay, and some people said it was shit, so I didn't care. I was just like, great, another Need for Speed game, another year, another Need for Speed game. Didn't really care about it. Then 2013 came with the new consoles, and Need for Speed Rivals came out. And really, it only interested me for the fact that I haven't played a lot of Need for Speed games, and I would like to try to get back into them. They seem to get better scores now than they used to, but even then, I heard this one's just like kind of a better version of Hot Pursuit, and even then, if you've played Hot Pursuit, it's not really that good of a game. I haven't played Hot Pursuit, so maybe that'd make it a decent game, and that's why I put it in my interested games. So, may get that, may not get that. Definitely price has to go down, though, before I even think about it. Next one is Dead or Alive 5 Last Round. This is pretty interesting because I really wanted to get this game back in 2012. A lot of fighting games came out around my birthday in 2012. Um, the Street Fighter V big collection with the Ryu statue and all the games and the soundtracks, couple movies, all that. Really wanted that, mainly just for the Super Street Fighter 4 movie, and of course to have the Ryu statue and some other nice little things. Getting all the games really didn't seem worth it, because I already had them, but I was kind of interested in that. But um, yeah, I thought that was a little too expensive, so I never ended up buying it. Then you also had Tekken Tag 2, which I still want to get. I still don't have that game. And Tekken Tag 2 looks like a really fun game. Loved the original Tekken Tag tournament, and I would love to play the second game. And it's been $20 for a while. I just never picked it up. Then they had Dead or Alive 5. Now, they later released Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, which for the longest time I thought was a little bit too expensive. And apparently they retweaked a lot of stuff from the original, which was nice, but not giving a premium of 40 or 50, $60 for it, no thanks. So Last Round's coming out for the PS4 and Xbox One physical and PS3 360 digital. Comes out at $40, which I think is pretty interesting. So, yeah, I'd like to possibly get that here in the future because I don't know if I'll pre-order it. Apparently, if you pre-ordered it, you get a bunch of DLC costumes, which I'd like to have because I do like having the costumes in games. I don't like paying for them, though, and that's kind of why I want to pre-order it. Plus, it's only $40. I figured I could give $40 for a game like that, and it's a game I always wanted to play. Playing it on next-gen hardware will look great. So, at the least, I can say I'm interested. That will probably be a game I do definitely pick up in the future. I believe it comes out in February, so yeah, I still got a little bit of ways to wait. So I may pick up another game between then, but I'd like to really get this one. So I figured I'd throw it up, and I just actually learned about it the other day. So very interested in getting the new Dead or Alive 5 game. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the only other game I could think of to put on this list, well, there's two games. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, but there's really not much to say about it because there's really not been a whole lot of info for it. It looks really good, but I don't know when it's coming out or if it comes out this year or what. Of course, also Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, which was I believe a PSP game from back in the day. It was in Japan, and they're finally sort of doing an up conversion for PS4, which looks nice. So I was always interested. I'm subscribed to a guy who plays a lot of those import games, and he was playing Type 0 for a long time, and I figured it would never come to America, and it finally is coming this March. So I'm interested in picking that up maybe in March as well. So those are pretty much the games I wanted to pick up and play for the PS4. Overall, I'm enjoying the system. Do I think it is a little bit of a waste? In a way, it is, but I mean, there's going to be console games that aren't going to come to the PC that I really wanted, so I figured I had to get a console anyway. There's just too many games, especially on the PlayStation, that are going to be coming out that I'm going to want to play that aren't going to come to PC, and I just have to come to grips with that. If the PS4 ever gets a shitty port of a game, hey, I've always got the PC here to back up, anything like that. So that's all I really wanted to say for right now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you for the next video. Peace.